by air. Mike Donahue, only on Coin 6 News. People you know.
Problems. Questions for presidential candidate Bill Bradley about the ailment that briefly disrupted his campaign. Questions as well about the political impact of a candidate's health. No problems at the stores as holiday shopping seems headed toward another record. And countdown to 2000. An economic revolution takes root in the farmlands of Africa.
This is the CBS Evening News with Thalia Assuris.
Good evening, everyone. Bill Bradley has resumed the normal routine of a campaigning candidate. He dismissed concerns about an irregular heartbeat, otherwise known as atrial fibrillation. Now, this wasn't Bradley's first such episode. In fact, it was his 7th. We begin our coverage with John Blackstone.
Thanks very much. Bill Bradley met reporters in California this morning to deliver one message, that his health is not a problem.
There's no anxiety. Your heart just beats irregularly.
Bradley said he missed medication he's been taking to control an occasional irregular heartbeat.
Instead of it going thump, 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 it'll go thump, 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 thump.
The condition may have as much political significance as it does medical.
Will this incident affect how you campaign in the future at all? Will you do less?
No. It'll have no effect whatsoever.
President Clinton seemed to agree today.
I think you'll be disqualified.
Bradley was campaigning in Northern California Friday, showing no sign of the irregular heartbeat that actually started the day before. Friday afternoon, he canceled appearances to see a doctor. Bradley says this California highway, Route 280, may have had a therapeutic effect. As he was driving along here on his way to the hospital, enjoying the scenery, his heart started beating normally again.
By the time he arrived at the hospital around 3:30 this afternoon, he converted to a normal rhythm, and therefore no therapeutic interventions were needed.
Bradley said he had planned to release his health records, including details of his irregular heartbeat, next week.
But my heart decided we should release it on Friday, and so we released it on Friday.
Bradley says knee and shoulder injuries he suffered as a professional basketball player cause him more trouble than his heart does. John Blackstone, CBS News, San Francisco.
Well, what exactly is atrial fibrillation? Simply put, it is an erratic beating of the atria. Those are the heart's 2 upper chambers. They send blood into the 2 lower chambers, the ventricles, which then pump it to the body. In atrial fibrillation, the atrial heartbeat speeds up. This, in turn, disrupts the beating of the ventricles. We're joined now by CBS News consultant, Dr. Bernadine Healy. She is head of the American Red Cross and a cardiologist. Thanks for joining us. How serious is this?
Well, Thalia, this is not exactly a take 2 aspirin and call me in the morning kind of illness, in that you do have to be under a specialist care and take some moderately heavy-duty medicines. However, it is, as an isolated problem, it is something that does not interfere with your ability to function, and in Senator Bradley's case, will not interfere with his ability to be president if he's elected.
But there may be some implications for the campaign or for the long term?
Well, probably. From what we hear, he's had 8 of these episodes over the past 3 years. They are likely to continue with that pattern, and that means that he will have, from time to time, these kinds of interferences with his schedule, and will probably need changes in his medication and maybe even some blood-thinning medicine because of the very mild but real risk of a stroke.
Okay, Dr. Bernadine Healy, thanks very much for your perspective. For more on this and other health stories, you can log on to cbs.healthwatch.com on the internet. It is impossible to predict if Bill Bradley's irregular heartbeat will affect his political fortunes. But in recent times, an open book on health has become a must for presidential candidates. Lee Cowan has more.
In politics, a healthy campaign means a healthy candidate, or at least the appearance of one. George Bush found that out after his hospitalization for an abnormal heart rhythm. The case was minor, but it was enough to raise questions about his stamina as he prepared to enter the '92 campaign.
I mean, next to opening up your tax returns, the next thing candidates open up are their medical records, you know. I mean, that's demanded of candidates for president in this day and age. And if you really are sick, you might as well not run.
In the past, physical ailments were hidden. For nearly 12 years, FDR's crippled legs were kept from public view. John F. Kennedy successfully hid a severe and chronic condition known as Addison's disease during his campaign for president in 1960. But in the glare of the modern media spotlight, hiding an illness is no longer possible. Just last week, Republican John McCain released his medical record to dispel rumors that he suffered from mental problems. He did it to avoid the fate of 1972 vice presidential nominee Thomas Eagleton, who was abruptly kicked off the Democratic ticket after it was revealed he had undergone electroshock therapy years before for depression. Paul Tsongas was dogged by questions about his treatments for cancer. Although he went out of his way to convince voters he was healthy, he died from the disease 5 years later. And Bob Dole's highly publicized fall off a campaign podium only strengthened fears that he was too frail to hold the most powerful office in the world.
What's important is that a candidate be crystal clear about their ability to serve in the Oval Office, because the stresses in that office are unlike anything else in the country or in any other job.
Still, sitting presidents have lived through heart attacks, surgeries, even assassination attempts while conducting the nation's business. Now, starting off with a clean bill of health is just as important as keeping it. Lee Cowan, CBS News, Washington.
Now to other news. In Worcester, Massachusetts, search teams have found 3 more bodies in the rubble of last week's warehouse fire. That leaves just 1 missing. Today, about 1,000 people were on hand as Timothy Jackson was laid to rest. He was one of 2 firefighters whose remains were found earlier. Still to come on tonight's CBS Evening News, shipping companies get a special delivery this holiday season. A booming business thanks to internet shoppers. Also, what some people are getting as Christmas bonuses this year.
Professor, tell us about your discovery.
Absolutely. You can get all your long-distance calls for under $1.
How is that possible?
Just dial 1010-220. It's only 99 cents for all calls up to 20 minutes and just 9 cents a minute after that.
When do you get these rates?
Every hour of every day.
And no monthly fees.
Did you hear that?
Yeah, no monthly fees.
I told you they'd love it.
Dial 1010-220.
Nobody does it like you.
The new Hoover Steam Vac Light Path sends hot water surging through 6 rotating brushes to stir up and pull out dirt others may leave behind. If you want clean,
Hoover.
deep down, you want Hoover.
Want a snack?
No time.
We'll be right back.
Pillsbury One-Step Cookie in its own ready-to-bake pan. Just pop it in the oven and eat.
Cookies. Wow. All right, Mom.
Pillsbury One-Step Cookie. A great snack is just 1 step away.
Mom, that was fast.
This is the face of erectile dysfunction. So is this. And this. Fact is, 1 in 3 men have some form of ED, a medical condition also called impotence that affects men of every age, race, and background. What else do all these men have in common? They all faced up to their problem and got help. If you're experiencing ED, there's no need to hide your face. Just talk to your doctor. It's the best way to get educated about ED and how to treat it.
On this second to last Saturday before Christmas, Americans have been out in stores or in front of their home computers spending freely. Will this be a record holiday season for retailers? Will the gifts actually be delivered on time? We have 2 reports. The first from Randall Pinkston.
14 days until Christmas, and shopping malls across the country are packed with customers. At the current pace, sales could top $180 billion. A 6% gain over 1998.
We're seeing a tremendous amount of increase in traffic over last year.
With the cooler weather, winter clothing sales are up, just in time, since merchants count on holiday shopping for most of their annual profit.
We're actually selling more than last year. The customers are buying more items. They are spending more money.
I enjoy shopping, and it's been fun this year because everyone seems happier.
And happy shoppers spend money, driving retail sales off the charts.
Every likelihood that December will be a great month and will go down in the record books as one of the best Christmases ever.
Even as they enjoy this boom, retailers are facing tougher competition to attract customers' attention. So some businesses are reinventing themselves to offer more value for the dollar.
You have a nice evening. Enjoy your weekend.
Banana Republic will check your coat, charge your cellular phone, and offer free delivery for big purchases.
We offer a high level of customer service, and I think that's how we're differentiating our holiday shopping experience from the competition.
Other merchants are counting on sales, discounts, and coupons, and consumers like Corinne McGuire. She came to the mall to exchange a sweater, but left with 2 shopping bags. Are you done for this season?
Well, if I don't come back to the mall, I am. Every time I come back here, I seem to pick up more things.
Just the kind of shopper merchants are banking on. Randall Pinkston, CBS News, Paramus, New Jersey.
This is Bill Whitaker in Los Angeles. It's beginning to look a lot like Christmas. Everywhere you click. You want it? You got it. Delivered right to your door. E-shopping is so easy, it's nearly tripled in the past year. Ironically, this exciting new economy couldn't fly without good old-fashioned delivery services.
Where the web meets the road, so to speak.
Transportation analyst Anthony Gallo says online retailers are only as good as their on-time delivery.
If the product is not received before Christmas, then those e-tailers risk losing that shopper for perhaps permanently.
Can they deliver?
UPS views this as a transitional period to 21st century commerce.
United Parcel Service Internet Chief Ross McCullough says UPS delivered 55% of online purchases last Christmas and has beefed up to handle a heavier cyber load this year.
This truck has been born through .com, you know what I mean? It doesn't run during the year, but like now, as you can see, it's a full truck, and it's all due to .com.
There's so much to deliver, it's even breathed new life into that old delivery dinosaur, the U.S. Postal Service.
We've seen an instant and an enormous growth.
In fact, the Postal Service says it has an advantage over the others because it comes to your door with mail every day anyway.
I think this holiday season will define us as the courier of choice among the major e-tailers in America.
As we head into the final buying crunch, there's still the possibility of a delivery system overload. So in homes across America this Cyber Christmas, the stockings are hung by the chimneys with care in hopes the delivery truck soon will be there. Bill Whitaker, CBS News, Los Angeles.
There's more to come on tonight's CBS Evening News. The battle over gun control, a personal crusade for this woman.
Now our first denture cleanser keeps dentures feeling clean all day. New Fix-It-Dent with ProGuard, a breakthrough tablet and bath system. First, place your dentures into the bath and release the power of ProGuard to get them 4 times cleaner. Then you lift the inner basket to help seal in the clean with the ProGuard barrier, protecting against plaque and odor-causing bacteria from morning till night. Fix-It-Dent with ProGuard. Start cleaner, stay cleaner.
Just because a glass and surface cleaner is blue like Windex doesn't mean it cleans glass as well as Windex, because only Windex is specially formulated with ammonia D. It leaves a beautiful streak-free shine just about anyone can appreciate. Windex, the best on glass from S.C. Johnson Wax.
I was about as miserable as a girl could be. Heartburn worse than yesterday's coffee. And pain. My antacid didn't do the whole job. And Pepcid takes so long. Then I tried Alka-Seltzer. It just plain worked better.
Alka-Seltzer, the only one with the medicines to relieve all your symptoms.
It really works fast.
And only Alka-Seltzer has the effervescent power to speed relief.
Alka-Seltzer. It made a believer out of me.
Get better relief. Get Alka-Seltzer.
The pressure's on for the Pats as they try and shut down the NFL's hottest team, the Colts. Or the Dolphins fight to stay afloat against the Jets. Sunday on CBS.
This week, there was another shooting in a school, the 4th this year. Looking back on 1999, the bloodiest was the Columbine massacre. It was after that tragedy that advocates of stricter gun control laws had believed they would win their battle on Capitol Hill. I spoke with one of them for whom this battle and this week have special meaning.
That's my job as a nurse and as a mother. That's my job as a victim. And that's who I want to stay.
Congresswoman Carolyn McCarthy's life was changed here 6 years ago this week by a man with a gun.
That's my husband, Dennis. This is James Garicki, who was right in front of Dennis.
McCarthy's husband, Dennis, and 5 others were killed by a gunman on a Long Island Railroad commuter train. Her son was wounded and remains partially paralyzed. 3 years later, with no political experience, McCarthy won a seat in Congress based mostly on one issue, gun control.
Many of us lost someone that we loved very dearly.
As she says, to fight for the other victims. This past week, their 6th memorial was punctuated by yet another shooting incident, this one at a school in Oklahoma.
And that kind of always makes you stop because you know what the parents are going to go through. You know what the community is going to go through.
This year, despite a series of highly publicized shootings culminating in the Columbine massacre, Congress failed to pass new laws. Even the last-ditch plea this summer by McCarthy did not persuade the House.
Wives that have lost their loved ones. This is important to them.
But few, least of all McCarthy, would count her out.
Think about MAD many years ago when one mom,
Mothers Against Drunk Driving.
absolutely, when she decided that she was going to make a difference. And she worked at it for a long, long time. But you know what? She won in the end.
Though she seems so far to have underestimated the strength of the NRA, McCarthy believes that eventually she will win this battle, fueled by her private pain.
Is it a highly emotional battle for you still? Emotionally, it's hard because every time you hear a shooting, no matter how hard you try, it always brings you back to when you heard.
Gun manufacturers now face lawsuits in connection with several shooting incidents. McCarthy hopes the results will help her in the continuing battle on Capitol Hill. At the Vatican today, Pope John Paul II celebrated a job well done, the completed 20-year restoration of the Sistine Chapel. The Pope called the final phase of the work perfect, the cleaning of 12 frescoes by Botticelli and others on the lower walls of the chapel. Coming up next on the CBS Evening News, a special Countdown to 2000 report, planting the seeds of prosperity for the next millennium in Africa.
Before I quit smoking, I asked my doctor, is Nicorette safe? And he said, of course Nicorette is safe. Smoking is not. Nicorette has been proven safe and effective in dozens of clinical trials. And Nicorette offers the Committed Quitter Support Program, which my doc said is clinically proven to increase my chances of success by up to 50%. And when he told me that only Nicorette comes in mint, I knew that that was the right choice for me. So I took my doctor's advice, and you know what? It worked.
You can do it. Nicorette can help.
We take our sight for granted in America, but for many people, it's a luxury. Every year, LensCrafters runs Gift of Sight missions to bring sight to needy people around the world.
We change lives with these glasses.
You drop them off at LensCrafters and we'll get them to people who need them.
And just the look on their face, like, wow. Every single pair matters. And the more we collect, the more people we can help.
Please bring us your used glasses today.
You know how much Grandma wanted to be here for your first Christmas? You see, Grandma lives way down here, and you live way up here. Brian, your cousin, he's a little bit older than you. He lives here in Chicago, and your Aunt Lisa lives here in Baltimore. Uncle Ernie? Way out in Hawaii. Oh, but don't you worry. We'll always be together for Christmas.
Being together is the best part of the holidays, and Cheerios is happy to be part of the family.
You just ate Dallas. $69.
What are you looking at, cable? Shh, it's just getting good.
3 minutes a week.
Ah, DirecTV. Hey, everybody. This is Tim. Look, DirecTV's got all your favorite cable channels. Plus, now you get 2 free months of 32 premium movie channels, including 7 HBO, 4 Stars, and 5 Showtime channels with no long-term commitment. DirecTV. What are you looking at?
Secretary of State Madeleine Albright on the Middle East, the Cuban boy, and relations with Yeltsin. Plus Hillary Clinton's advisor Harold Ickes on her campaign. Face the Nation Sunday.
Croatians are mourning their late president, Franjo Tuđman, who died today at the age of 77. Tuđman led Croatia in its secession from Yugoslavia and in the bloody war that followed. Russia had given an ultimatum to refugees in Chechnya's capital: leave by today or face a massive attack. But now the Russians have backed off their threat. They are encouraging refugees to escape and say they do not plan to attack Grozny for several weeks. The State Department tonight warned U.S. citizens to be cautious if traveling abroad through the Islamic holy period of Ramadan and through the start of the new year. The reason, what one official told the Associated Press, are threats linked to alleged terrorist Osama bin Laden. With 20 days left in the year 1999, dramatic changes are taking hold in Africa. There is finally real hope. People will be able to put enough food on their plates, as Alan Pizzi tells us on the countdown to 2000.
Women hacking out a poverty-level existence on small plots of overworked soil is the age-old image of Africa's economy, and it hasn't been far wrong. More than 80% of Africa's peasant population is engaged in agriculture. Yet the continent has not been able even to feed itself, let alone compete in the modern world. But as the millennium dawns, a new vista is opening. And coming across it is not another endless line of refugees with pathetic bundles, but people working for a real future. These tea pickers make a little over $1 a day. Not much to us, but more than a living wage here. And the boss is not a rich outsider, he's one of them. When the swampland he works on was drained to grow tea, Charles Murasira saw a chance to be more than a peasant farmer's son. I've made a good life, Charles says. I have a house, money, and best of all, my children have been educated. His son Francis has become an agronome, a supervisor. Francis works for what is known simply as the factory. All the tea grown here is sold to a privately owned tea factory, a multi-million-dollar investment by a U.S. company that Rwandan officials say is just the start of an extensive privatization program.
So the key here then is to transform our agriculture into a high productive, high value agriculture. That can be done.
And if the most densely populated country in Africa can do that, and it's a big if, there is no reason to believe the rest of the continent cannot follow the example. Rwanda's genocidal war damaged the economy beyond calculation. 5 years later, once prosperous farms are in ruins. The owners are dead, and for reasons too deep and terrible to contemplate, those living nearby leave coffee plants unplucked, banana plantations rotting. That kind of example hardly encourages the West to forgive debt and make long-term capital investment. But the past need not necessarily be the way of the future. In spite of its monumental problems, war, political instability, poverty, and AIDS, Africa is beginning to make economic progress. Agriculture is moving from hand-to-mouth subsistence level to longer-term, larger investment projects like this, which experts say is the only way the continent will be able to compete on world markets in the coming millennium. And investment instead of aid is widely seen as the only way to keep up that momentum.
I think aid has, in a lot of ways, been very unkind to Africa. It's put Africa in a position where she has sat back and expected things to be done.
Charles Murasira and his workers have already moved beyond that stage. They know from experience that with just a little help, the harder they work, the more they make. And they plan to hit the new millennium in full stride. Alan Pizzi, CBS News, Chohoha State, Rwanda.
Next up on the CBS Evening News, champagne is not the only thing that's sparkling this holiday season on Wall Street.
Ladies and gentlemen, gather one, gather all. You're going to see something that will truly astonish you. A talking dog. This dog not only speaks right, it's cowboys and cowgirls, come on over. I'm going to show you something truly amazing. This is an alien space egg, ladies and gentlemen. Hey, step right over this way and you will see the world's most amazing computer deal. That's right, it defies belief.
Computer deals that sound too good to be true usually are, unless it's a Gateway PC. For $28 a month, you get a PC with a year of AOL included from a company you can believe in. Call 1-800-GATEWAY.
I'm not a person who rushes into things until they're great. Like this new fabric spray, Resolve Fabric Refresher. It gets rid of odors safely and permanently, and dries faster than the leading brand. See, Resolve has this quick-drying spray that removes the toughest odors with a gentle mist. Your sofa's not only fresh-smelling, in minutes it's dry. New quick-drying Resolve Fabric Refresher. Why wait? It's in your laundry aisle now.
Yeah, let me get this straight.
Yes.
Are you actually saying I don't have to pay you a separate commission every time I trade a stock?
Exactly.
I'd pay an annual fee instead.
Right.
Is anyone getting
If
this?
we don't pay you a commission every time we trade, what's your motivation?
It's just like always, Ann, your best interest.
Could you just explain it again?
Maybe what it is the fee is based on the value of our portfolios. So when we succeed, they succeed.
You'll have to be patient with us. This is all very new.
This is the face of erectile dysfunction. So is this. And this. Fact is, 1 in 3 men have some form of ED, a medical condition also called impotence that affects men of every age, race, and background. What else do all these men have in common? They all faced up to their problem and got help. If you're experiencing ED, there's no need to hide your face. Just talk to your doctor. It's the best way to get educated about ED and how to treat it.
Welcome to Walnut, a town that shows what America will look like in the 21st century. A rainbow of races living and working together.
What happens if there's no real majority, if we're all minorities?
Take a tour with Ed Bradley to see a future that may already be here. Countdown to 2000, Monday on the CBS Evening News with Dan Rather.
It has been the best of times, period, on Wall Street this year. The NASDAQ hit a new high yesterday. And those who work in the industry, from top money managers to office staff, are licking their chops over the hefty bonuses being handed out. Anthony Mason reports.
It's that time of year again when Wall Street celebrates its success with fancy holiday parties.
Wall Street's having a good year. We have more parties this year than we've ever had before.
Wall Street is having a very good year, which means everyone from stockbrokers to stock clerks will divvy up an $11 billion bonus pool, up 25% over last year. Top executives will take home as much as $5 to $7 million each. Lower-level employees are cashing in, too.
You've got your technical support people and junior-level people and back-office support people who probably are going to be earning $60,000, $70,000 up to several $100,000.
In fact, 24-year-old technology manager David Say's bonus is helping him buy his second Porsche. The price tag, over $50,000.
People spend their money in different ways. Some people will go buy lots of gifts. I, for myself, love cars.
Now everybody's making big money, and they're going to buy, the next model up, a Boxster S or a 911 convertible.
And that's not all they want.
All these pieces have now been sold to Wall Street, and they're awaiting delivery for stocking stuffers or whatever.
How about a $2 million diamond necklace from Harry Winston, or a penthouse apartment?
We have never seen the level of spending we're seeing now. The bonuses are bigger, the apartments are bigger, and the age of these kids who are spending $800,000, $900,000 on an apartment, I almost want to ask almost for their driver's license. They're so young, and they have so much money to spend. This is the walk-in closet.
I see.
So much money, they're driving away other buyers. Those bonuses may deprive ordinary rich folks who can't take the pressure of this buying frenzy.
I guess as a buyer of a property, I wish they hadn't had such a big bonus here. I'd have less competition. If I can't find a place to buy, we'll just have to wait for a bad time on Wall Street.
When will that be? Maybe in the next millennium. Right now, the party goes on for Wall Street's bonus babies. Anthony Mason, CBS News, New York.
Stocking stuffers. That is the CBS Evening News. Tomorrow on Sunday morning, New Millennium Prophecies, also columnist Dave Barry. Then on Face the Nation, Secretary of State Madeleine Albright. I'm Thalia Ashuris, CBS News in New York. Good night.
For news 24 hours a day, CBS.com on the internet and on our interactive